So I woke up this morning and it's misty. I always miss these conditions, and so I've decided to come out and try and get something. Now, this video isn't at all planned. I'm not even dressed for this, and I've got a cold, but I just had to come out and see if I could capture something. Sorry, that's the 834 that you can hear. But despite not being prepared to head out now, I was able to because my bag is just kind of always packed, and it allows me to take opportunities like this.
Close enough.
I've no idea what I'm really going to shoot, but I've come to the woods because I know that a bit of mist can really separate out trees and help simplify compositions. The mist hasn't lifted yet, so let's hope I can find something. I haven't even made it to the edge of the wood yet, but I was walking across here, and there's a tree across the field here that has the sun directly above it, and the sun is diffused by the mist. And I wish it were a little bit lower in the sky, but I fired off a test shot, and I think that I'm going to just try and capture a proper one on the tripod. So I've got the camera set up now, and I'll show you my composition in a sec, but the problem I had is that in the time between my test shot and getting set up, the sun's moved over, and what I wanted to do is have the tree dead in the centre of the frame at the very bottom, the sun right above it. So I have to keep moving and waiting for the sun to go back behind the mist to get the shot that I'm after. I've pulled out my cable release because when I have my tripod fully extended like this, it just wobbles even on a 2-second timer, and I can't be bothered waiting 10 seconds. So in this instance, cable release is going to be invaluable. And if I just change the shutter speed so you can roughly see what I've got there. So at the bottom here we have the tree, and then the sun will be just above it at the top here. It's going to be a really big amount of empty negative space, but that's what this mist is really providing, and it's what drew my eye to this scene when I was walking past. So I'm just going to wait and see if the mist covers the sun up a bit more again so I can get a nice balanced exposure. Otherwise I may have to use a graduated filter, we'll see. Just keep... sun keeps moving, so I have to keep moving. Fortunately, I haven't got any foreground that I'm losing because I've just gone tighter in on the tree itself, and also I've have opted to put a filter on the front so that I can expose the sun as well. I don't know whether the image will work, but I'm just going to keep giving it a few tries and see how it works out. The good news is that I think I might have got my shot. The bad news, however, because I came out very unprepared. Yeah, and I don't have a spare. What do you do in situations like that? I'm not going to format my memory cards now because I'm not sure if I've got all the photos off of them. And it's still misty and I want to go into the woods. Anyway, here's the shot of the tree. I love a good beechwood in autumn, and I said in my autumn colour video, it's just the leaves, the colour that they go is incredible. And I've been walking around this little patch here for a few minutes trying to spot something that I could capture here, but the mist has lifted a bit more. I probably spent too much time photographing that tree, and even though there are some interesting features like fallen trees and things like that, I can't quite spot something that will make a good image. But I'll have another quick look, otherwise I might just press on. So I couldn't really find anything in those beaches, and I came out and I'm in another clearing, but what I have seen is this really nice raggedy birch tree which has still got some autumn leaves on it, and it leads down into a valley. I just fired off a test shot on one side of it, but it didn't quite work out. It kind of, just because of the way that the tree was positioned versus what you could see below, it almost looked as though the tree was running away from it. But if I come round to the other side of it, then I've got a bit of a nicer view that goes down into the small valley, and there's a few cows down there too. So I'm going to get it set up, and then I'll talk you through what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm all set up. I've had to put the tripod up really high again because I just want to completely exclude this fence. What I've got in terms of composition is the main feature is very much the birch tree. It's taking up 2/3 of the image, and I've gone to f4 so that I can single that out, and I don't care about the rest of the image being sharp at all. It's I want the birch tree to be the primary focus. And also, one thing to note is that I am overexposing by 2 1/3 stops because the sky is still a bit misty and there's no interest there whatsoever, so I do not care about that being properly exposed. So there's a slight mound that leads down to the birch tree, and then the birch tree kind of I guess the birch tree springboards your eye down into the valley, and then you can see off into the misty hillside with the rest of the woods. I think I'm making that a very short but sweet trip out for me today. The mist's completely cleared, and my cold and flu medication's worn off a bit, so I'm feeling a bit blur. I really wasn't the best prepared today, I have to admit. I didn't have the right clothes, my feet are all wet and cold, and my memory cards ran out. But even though I didn't get what I came for, which was that moody, misty woodland shot, I did come away with a couple of images that I'm quite pleased with. So yeah, it was worth me coming out. But right now I think I'm gonna go home and have a bit of a rest. But thanks for watching, and if you got something from this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.